Choose you this day whom you will serve. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
My voltage goes from 116 to 88 and back and forth all day long. It's caused a whole host of problems, but I think I figured it out.
Okay, I gotta say, J&K, when I first got here and ran my new power line, I was having 124 volts at the box and 122 volts here at the camper RV. Now I've got 112 to 113 volts when nothing seems to be under load, which means I believe other people are draining so much off the sub-distribution box that I can't get enough at my source to provide. So with that information, remember 124 dropped 2 volts to 122, which means that sub box is probably only getting about 115 volts maximum at this point. Alright, check out my power problem. You saw that, fan on high, AC running, refrigerator not running. It goes from about 112 to 113 to 106 volts-ish. And then when the refrigerator's running with the AC compressor running, it drops to about 106 volts. Turning on and off either of my regular fans doesn't drop it by more than 1/10 or 2 of a volt per fan. Same with any of my LED lights I've got set up anywhere. I have since, unless I'm using them, disconnected all of my phone chargers and power adapters and everything. This is hooked right up to a computer that I'm using, hooked up to a power adapter on a battery. Same with that laptop. That's hooked up, but that's Energy Star compliant. That's hooked up, that's energy efficient. That's hooked up, that's modern. That's hooked up, that's modern. That's hooked up, that's modern. Like I said, okay, all of it running. Like I said, down to, 102.2, So I wasn't kidding about that with the fridge running, dropping it down about 3 volts. Now what's crazy is this. Once in a while, this thing will start stalling out. Sometimes it'll drop in, you see what I'm saying? Nothing in my setup has changed yet. I've got my hot water heater turned off, my converter turned off, and you see how that power just fluctuates. Nothing in my place is changing. Okay, so right now it's just a TV, a couple of laptops, a stereo on standby, a subwoofer on standby, my LED Christmas lights, my AC, and my fridge. That's it. And again, normally it goes from 112-ish volts to about 106 with the AC compressor running and about 103 with the fridge running. And I'm assuming my problem is my neighbors are sharing my circuit at the sub-distribution box, and what's going on is this voltage will drop into the 90s, and my AC, you can kind of hear it is starting to get a little rumbly and a little and you see my AC is set up into the upper 70s, lower 80s. Hear it? Oh, and then boom, something just stopped. 106.7. That means my refrigerator probably cycled off, but that should only bring it up to up 3 volts, so 100 to 103. Now it's 106, and it was dropping. I think what's going on is they've got refrigerators and ACs cycling on and off, and maybe even trying to cook stuff, and it's stalling everything out. I'll show you what I mean if I can catch it happening again on camera. What happens is this thing drops down to about 94 volts and stays there for a little while, and then my AC occasionally will go and this thing will drop to 90, 88 volts, and then my AC eventually will stall out. and the voltage will drop a little bit till the AC compressor releases. Takes a few seconds, which is a little worrisome, but I think that's just the way it is. But you'll see the voltage drop from that up to back into the mid 90s, upper hundreds. I think I only counted a couple of times here, so I don't have the best memory of it. But anyway, it'll run back up, and then it'll stay that way for a short period of time, and then it'll drop all the way back up to 113, 112 until my AC compressor kicks back on again. Okay, you hear what I'm saying? See, my AC just fan speed just dropped down. See, the voltage is dropping down now. Nothing in my place has changed. Nothing in my place has changed. We're back up to 106.3. Nothing in my place has changed. See what I'm saying? I think that I got neighbors sharing my load. I might need to just run my cable all the way to the main box instead of from the sub box. I think they got the sub distribution box overloaded. In fact, I'll be honest, sounds like my fridge is running right now as well, which means maximum load. You know, like I said, 103 to 106. But it's this irregularity. Nothing in my place is changing right now. The only thing that would be changing is the compressor on the AC and the refrigerator cycling on and off. And I know I can readily tell the air conditioner. The fridge is harder to tell because I've actually got it going pretty quiet over there in the corner. Indeed, it is running. Now, here's another thing I want to notice to prove that it's not me. Oh, is it happening again? Yep, sure is. Look, 102, 109, and you hear the air conditioner getting a little rougher. Nothing in my place has changed. All right, now look, under all this load, I want to prove something. I'm going to turn this on. Okay, stalled out my AC. Turn that back off. Okay, see my AC stalled out. 89.8, 92. Now see how it stays though at 97 even though my AC. There goes my fan, 113, everything turned back on. I think what's going on is everybody else's ACs or refrigerators are stalling and the voltage is going back up to the maximum. That wasn't the effect I was trying for though. I kind of messed that up. But anyway, that stall out situation, I just accidentally forced. See, I've done that earlier today with my AC and fridge running, and that only dropped down to about 103. See, 107. Sounds like my fridge has been running this whole time. It actually didn't stall out my fridge. That's how efficient my fridge is. That dropped down into the upper 80s, didn't even stall out my refrigerator. So yeah, back down to 106.5. So out of 113-ish, you know, I'm drawing like, what, 6.5 volts? 5.5, 6 volts with both the biggest appliances running. So I know my problems aren't mine. Oh, nope, it released. I thought I was gonna have another failure on my hands. Alright, now it's been a couple of minutes. I would assume there are other ACs that start cycling on now, and sure enough, I just saw a drop to 102 volts. Yep, look at that. There's the ACs. It looks like the other ACs are cycling back on. Nothing in my place has changed. This is definitely not my fault. This is why I set the power meter up. So y'all can see for real, this is not my fault. And what I'll do is next time it cycles off and I get back up to the 106, 107 volts my place runs, I'll turn that contact grid grill back on, and you'll see even with that heating element running, double heating element running, and both my compressor devices running, my voltage won't be low enough to stall these two out. So again, even if that contact grid heater's turning on and off, if I was all by myself with my problems, you know what I mean? But I'm not all by myself with my problems. This is definitely something else going on. Too many people on one sub distribution box, I'm guessing. Alright, there we go. See? Sounds like a couple of the hot water heaters or refrigerator started trying to kick on. They kicked off because they probably couldn't handle low voltage because they're older appliances, or maybe they just got smaller power lines. Then it goes back up to the 106 like it should be because all their stuff probably stalled out. And when it stalls out on mine, collapses, it's probably because theirs didn't fail to stall. Now see, look at that. Contact heater's on, 98.7, but none of my devices are stalling out. This is definitely not my fault. But if all their devices are running and I turn that on, you saw that forced stall. Well, this is definitely evidence that, like I said, I just gotta go run my own line again. All right, we got some more voltage fluctuations here. By the way, this thing lights up, is pretty awesome. And it's got a little flashlight on the end. And it's got supposedly got a contactless voltage thing, non-contact voltage reader. I ain't figured out how to use it yet, but this thing, voltage is going fluctuating a little. Like I said, I could turn my turn a stove burner on, or that contact grid, or my toaster oven on, and it would drop it up into the mid upper 90s, but it wouldn't stall out the AC. Whereas whatever is going on outside of my wiring is causing my AC to stall once in a great while, or preventing me from operating a cooking device without stalling my AC when all this stuff is going on. You know, the sad thing is with that voltage fluctuation is you can hear the AC straining and the fan speeds going up and down and everything else. I'm really glad that the digital equipment isn't being too affected by the voltage variations, but man, is it just not kidding, up and down all day long during the hotter parts of the day. And again, preventing me from cooking unless I turn my AC off. And at this point, I'm afraid to even do that. Something tells me I might end up... Well, no. I'm not popping my breaker. I'm just causing all of their equipment to reset. So if I'm running my heating or my cooking equipment, it's going to cause my AC to stall out if I don't continue to do what I already do and turn the compressor off and just leave it on fan whenever I'm cooking. And at this point, even running the hot water heater, I'll, you know, try to do it during the not hotter part of the days, you know. And honestly, with the way the hoses run across the yard, I've got a couple of minutes of hot water every time I turn the cold water on right now anyway. Oh, I need better hookups. J&K, it's pretty bonkers with all these voltage irregularities, isn't it? I hope it doesn't damage my air conditioner, but all I can do is just wait until payday and talk to Lewis the landlord and see if he'll let me run a cable to the main box. And you can't lock it out if that happens, because I've got to be able to turn my breaker back on if it pops without seeking him for a key. We'll see. J&K, what do you got to say today? It's a celebration. Yay. You hear that AC?
Almost like it's making its own, trying to make its own music.
Answer the phone, Joshua.